With ADHD, it's never been harder to win right now because your attention span and your focus are fried to a crisp. You can't seem to remember important things or retain enough information to progress. You're likely going through life directionless, and because of that, you have no idea your life's purpose and you're not achieving the success you deserve. Now, if it sounds like I'm talking directly to you, pay extra close attention to this video because I'm going to share with you one of the best solutions, and it's probably a lot more simple than you thought. One of the biggest mistakes people with ADHD make is their lack of a meditation practice. It's okay. I know where you are. I've been there before. Before I started meditating back in 2015, my mind was a scattered mess. I couldn't pay attention to anything in school. I forgot a lot of important dates like projects when things were due. I lost focus very easily. I forgot very important things. Forgetfulness, lack of focus is the major theme here, as you can probably see by now. And so I realized something was off and I needed to fix it. And so I found out that meditation was the solution. Once I started meditating, a lot of that mind clutter started to dissipate. And I was able to focus a lot more in school, and I was able to remember a lot of things. I used my planner a lot better. This is before smartphones and all the Google notifications and all of that. So I used my planner a lot more. I was a lot more successful in completing homework and completing projects. My grades improved significantly, whereas before I was getting D's and C's, and then I began getting B's and A's. Everything completely changed, and it was because of meditation alone. Every night before I went to bed, I would meditate for about 15 minutes. The irony was the purpose wasn't even for better focus and memory. It was just to sleep better. So that's another great thing that comes with it. And when you get better sleep, memory and focus improves automatically. The interesting thing is I've seen many other people with ADHD who don't meditate, even some people who are really close to me, and they are scattered. They don't plan very well. They don't pay attention very well. They lose track of time very easily. They're a lot more depressed. Their emotional stability is worse. They fall victim to anxiety and depression a lot more. They're unable to handle a lot of things. Their executive dysfunction is horrendous. It's so many things. The lack of meditation literally ruins their entire ability to function as a person. Now, I know what some of y'all might be thinking. I have heard it before. I don't have time to meditate. I tried meditation before. It doesn't work. I've tried to meditate and I can't clear my mind. Listen, guys, in this video, especially at the end, I'm going to cover all of those things that you say, all those excuses that you give as to why you can't meditate. And I'm even going to prove to you and explain to you exactly why meditation helps all these areas of life. That way you'll learn to stop making excuses and just start doing it. Because you need to do it at the end of the day. It's not an option when you have ADHD. It's a requirement. And I really mean that. So the first one I want to go over is why meditation improves focus. It is because when you meditate, especially when you're doing mindfulness meditation, you are consciously viewing your thoughts. In this style of meditation, you're not pushing away thoughts like some of you all might think is the purpose of meditation. You are instead allowing the thoughts to come through and you are witnessing them. Unlike some other meditation gurus or other people who are usually neurotypical, I have a completely different approach to meditation. The way you want to meditate is not by pushing your thoughts away. I encourage the thoughts because it is too difficult for people with ADHD to just push thoughts away, especially when you're starting, and it makes it less encouraging for you to do it. This is why I notice a lot of people with ADHD don't meditate at all, is because they come in with this mindset that they have to just completely clear their mind out, which sounds freaking ridiculous when your mind is literally programmed and wired to just scatter everywhere. So instead, you're consciously viewing your thoughts. When you consciously view your thoughts, you're paying attention to your thoughts without outside distractions, or it can be other distractions around you and you're paying attention to that. What you're doing when you do that is you're building your ability and the strength to focus. The wonderful thing is when I started doing mindfulness meditation, I realized some of the thoughts that came to mind were pretty awful. Some of them were limiting, they were negative. Sometimes there were even intrusive thoughts. And I didn't like those thoughts. I was very uncomfortable with them. So if you struggle with intrusive thoughts, meditation can probably help you as well. It's also very helpful when you're dealing with trauma. It helps you to identify the traumatic thoughts that are coming to your mind that are limiting you. Sometimes these thoughts are part of the cause of our lack of focus, our lack of ability to accomplish things, is because sometimes there is a little voice in us that is telling us, you can't do this, you can't do that. In my previous video, I spoke about how a lot of people with ADHD sometimes grew up in a traumatic home, and it makes it hard for them to break free of a lot of these ADHD symptoms, including lack of focus, lack of accomplishing things. When you have a negative voice telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you're not able, especially if you do have ADHD. Many of us, when we were children, we were told that we might not amount to much of anything, unfortunately, that we're ditzy, as one of my teachers told me. And these things are repeating in your head. And when you're passively thinking, you're not taking a conscious effort to view your thoughts, you can overlook them. You're not even going to notice they're there. And you're not even going to notice that it's holding you back. So through meditation, mindfulness meditation, when you're focusing on the thoughts, you see the problems in the thoughts that you're having, and then you can reprogram them. I have a whole video on that, reprogramming traumatic thoughts. More on that on the end, okay? Another way, which is interesting, and it comes with it just because you're doing it, is it improves your focus because you are focusing at the task at hand. In that moment, when you choose to meditate, you're focusing on the fact that you need to meditate. This strengthens that focus brain path, whatever it is in the brain that allows you to focus. You're strengthening that muscle by sitting down and focusing at the task at hand. The task at hand is to meditate. Meditate until a certain time frame, focusing on the things that are going on around you. When you meditate, I don't encourage people to just meditate in the most peaceful, silent places that they could possibly find, because being in a noisy environment sometimes actually helps. It helps you to focus on the noise. It helps you to notice your environment. It helps you to be more aware. I've noticed a lot of people who don't meditate, they're not very spatially aware. They're not very conscious of what's going on. They're just flowing through life and they miss a lot of stuff. Sometimes that stuff can be very important. By meditating and focusing on the task at hand, you will strengthen that focus muscle, whatever that muscle is. I'm no neuroscientist, y'all. I just know about it. So I don't know the terms. I just know how to use it. Another thing that meditation improves significantly when you have ADHD is your memory. When you're meditating and you're viewing your thoughts, there are going to be times where you have a thought that you want to go back to. You might think of a good idea. You might think of something you forgot. You might think of anything, someone's birthday coming up or anything it may be. You might be like, wait, what was that? So you're going to try to bring it back to your mind. Again, when you're doing that, you are strengthening that memory muscle. We have the focus muscle, whatever that is, if that even exists. And now we have the memory muscle. So you're strengthening that memory muscle. You're recalling your thoughts. You're going back. You can even do an entire meditation dedicated to thought recalling, where you think, you find a thought, think about it, expand upon it, or try to remember something that reminds you of that. Or you can have a meditation where someone gives you a theme, like a guided meditation, and they say, recall a time when you were in a very peaceful place, or recall a time when you were very happy. And you start to try to remember that. You're strengthening that muscle, and it makes it easier on your day-to-day life. When you have to remember important things, you're already exercising that muscle and it gets better. What happens when you exercise muscle, y'all? Like I said in the last video, it gets stronger. And as it gets stronger, it becomes easier to use it. So you're using that, you're, encouraging those things, and it just gets easier and easier and easier. Another amazing thing that happens when you actually sit and meditate is sometimes things that you forgot, may it be important, urgent, whatever it is, come back to your mind while you're meditating, because you're sitting down, you're not doing anything else but witnessing your thoughts. So when a thought comes up of something that maybe you forgot, something that was important, it has room to do that because your mind is not focusing on anything else but your thinking. That is the amazing thing about meditation. And many of you all miss out on that when you do not take that opportunity to have a daily meditation practice. It's very important for all of these things. Like I said, guys, I have seen how crazy the mind is of people with ADHD who don't meditate. They don't remember anything. Their memory is extremely poor, extremely poor. Their focus is extremely poor. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that bad. Do not let the label of ADHD limit you. Allow yourself to improve. Allow yourself to sit and take that time to meditate, because you can do it. You can improve your memory. It's possible. Another point of what meditation improves is mental clarity. With continuous practice, There will be times where there is silence, where your thoughts actually get quiet. Now, I know for some of you, like, there's that way. That's impossible. My mind is always going crazy. Listen, back when I first started meditating, when I was a teenager, around 15, 16, whatever it was, because I was meditating almost every day without a stop, right before bed. I remember very clearly, there was a time after, like, I think a few months or so of meditation that I was meditating and no thoughts came to my mind for a while. I was like, what? This is possible? Yes, it is possible. You can have moments of complete silence from meditation. I have seen it happen for myself many times, but it only happens with continuous practice. Imagine if you meditate daily and you get to these points of having full mental clarity, of just straight peace in your mind. And you're bringing that outside of meditation. You're bringing that into your workplace. You're bringing that into your home. You're bringing that into projects that you're doing. Imagine how focused you would be. Imagine how much you could get done. Imagine how at peace you would be because you're in the present moment and you're not scattered thinking about this and that and all these other things. Sometimes these things aren't that good. Can you just imagine that life for yourself? Know that it is possible. You can have it. And the very last point I want to bring up, and this gets more into heightened spirituality, heightened connection to yourself, heightened knowledge, is meditation can strengthen your spiritual gifts. Yes. I remember back, not even that long ago, about 2 years ago, I meditated almost daily. And as I was meditating, I started to hear clear information. I started to get clear answers. Actually, this didn't even just happen back then. It happened many times when I would meditate. I would get clear information and clear knowledge from meditation. When I would meditate, the answers would come to me and they would be right. It helped me have more direction in life. It strengthened my intuition. If you are a seer, it will strengthen your visions and you will see things better, right? You can see the future better. It strengthens your dreams. I have a lot of premonition type dreams. And when I meditate, my dreams are higher quality. I see it better. They're more vivid. They're amazing. It strengthens all of that. And all of these things will add ease to your life because your psychic abilities, and whether you believe it or not, everyone has some spiritual gifts, some psychic type abilities. When you meditate, you're strengthening that gift. And when you strengthen that gift, it'll come to you with ease. It'll flow to your mind easily. And everything becomes clearer and you walk through life finding your life's purpose. Your direction in life becomes easier with your life's purpose. So I covered all of these things. It improves your memory, improves your focus, it improves mental clarity, and it improves your spiritual gifts. Imagine if all four of these pillars of your life improve significantly. Where can you see yourself being? What is the main thing right now that is holding you back from finding out your life's purpose, from getting you to reaching the goal that you wanted for so long and have yet to accomplish? What do you think it is? I bet it fits one of those things. The lack of focus, poor memory, not enough mental clarity, not enough direction, not enough intuitive direction in your life. When you meditate, you improve all those pillars. And when you improve all of them, your life purpose becomes clear. Your goals become so much easier to accomplish. Your ability to manifest improves significantly. And all you have to do is meditate every single day. Now, I know many of you, maybe you have a hard time meditating. A wonderful thing is I have a completely free course on how to meditate, how to get started as a beginner, how to get better, how to get even better. And I have a challenge that you can do. All of it is free. And if you want access to that, the link to that is in the description. A peaceful mind is yours. It is attainable. Having ADHD doesn't stop you from anything. And it definitely will not stop you from attaining your goals. Your ADHD can become the greatest asset that you have, but you have to understand how to hone the skill, how to hone the ADHD skill, because it is a skill after all. There are amazing things about ADHD, and I talk about that all the time in my channel. So if you want to keep hearing these amazing things about ADHD, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it to a friend who also is struggling with ADHD. But especially subscribe for more videos on how to use your ADHD as your greatest asset. Peace.